Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media, and welcome to the action cam, because today I am starting another I Watch 3 vlog. Now admittedly, I haven't done very many of these over the past half a year here. I've kind of taken them over with the shelf space episodes, but I figured this would be a fitting time to bring it back. Because a few weeks ago, I ended up doing a blind box video, and that just took off. It did very, very well. You guys loved it. So I figured, you know what? Let's take it just a step further. I had so many comments on that video talking about some movies that I was not keeping that you guys suggested that I do watch. So I thought it would be fun to go through everything and tally up whichever 3 movies had the most recommendations, and then watch those in this vlog. So that's what we're gonna do today. Let's talk about the 3 movies that I'll be reviewing in this vlog. So if you happen to look through those comments, which nobody probably did other than me, but for whatever reason, if you happen to, the number 1 pick should come as no surprise because it was recommended 11 times. Now, I should mention, I did have a text message from a friend that also played into this as well. So if you count that plus all the recommendations from the video, this one got recommended 11 different times, which is just pretty crazy. This is Open Range from 2003. So this is one of the movies I'll be watching. I believe this is a Western, but that's pretty much all I know about it at this point. But yeah, we'll see if this one is any good or not. And then the second most recommended only had about half of the number of recommendations as Open Range, but that one is the 2017 film Wonder. Now, this was one that I talked about it in the unboxing I did, the blind box unboxing, that I had this in my hand at Target at one point, but I didn't think I would enjoy it all that much or end up ever putting it on. So that's why I ended up deciding to get rid of this, but you guys have saved it. So we'll see if that one will make the collection. And then the last one, there were a number of other ones that got like 1 recommendation or 2 recommendation. This last one here got the 3rd recommendation to knock it into the top 3, Going in Style. So this one looks like a lot of fun. I guess it's about a bank heist. So I'm into that right now. So I'm hoping that this one will be enjoyable. So those are the 3 movies we are going to discuss. I'll probably go through them in reverse order, I'm thinking. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Like, I have no idea. Let's see if you guys are right on your recommendations. Maybe you're going to get 1 or 2, but the big question is, will you be right on all 3? That just seems very unlikely to me, but we will see. Couple of these I'm looking forward to. Maybe the other one I'm not. We'll see. I don't know if I'm really looking all that much forward to Wonder, to be honest with you, but we'll see how that one is. And then the Western, you got to be in the right mood to watch a Western. So we'll see where this vlog takes us. But yeah, these are the 3 movies I'm watching. All thanks to you guys for saving these from the blind box video. So that's it. Let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into an I Watch 3 vlog of saved blind box DVDs.
Everyone on the ground, now!
The 3 men walked off with $1.6 million.
They choreographed it like a dance.
A conga line right into prison.
They didn't get caught.
So just a few days ago, I ended up watching Dog Day Afternoon, which I'll talk about in an upcoming Shelf Space episode. But of course, that is a bank heist movie. So what better thing to watch than Going in Style, which is also about a bank heist. It was very fitting. This is one that was mentioned, I think, 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, as I'm sitting here. But yeah, so this is just an excellent cast. We have Alan Arkin, Michael Caine, and Morgan Freeman in our lead roles here, and they are playing these 3 retired guys. I think they are close. They're getting up near their 80s. I would say it's probably their late 70s, and basically they live off of Social Security, but not only that, but their pension. And they live in Brooklyn, and of course that's going to be very expensive, and so they really need their pension to survive. Well, turns out the steel company that they used to work for is moving all of their operations out of the United States, and because they're moving out of the US, they have no obligation to pay what's remaining on people's pensions. So unfortunately, they're just out their pension. Well, the movie opens up. We have Michael Caine's character. He goes to the bank, but the bank ends up getting robbed. And that gives him this idea that seemed really easy. And they got away with it. Maybe that's something that they can do once they find out about this pension being taken from them. And so that's what this entire movie is about. These are our three main characters are going to try to plan this heist at this bank, at their bank, at that, in order to get what's theirs. They're not trying to take anything more than what's owed to them for their pension. And that's what we're following here. And this movie, like, I had no expectations coming into this whatsoever. It's directed by Zach Braff.
Hey, Zach Braff. I could take a picture of a piece of in my toilet, and it would be a better movie than Garden State.
And I think he just does a great job with this. This is such a fun movie. The characters are excellent with each other. Just the screen chemistry between Arkin, Freeman, and Michael Caine is just top notch. They work so perfectly together. It really feels like these are three friends that have been kind of best friends that do everything together for the last 25 years. It felt very believable in that sense. And I think that's something that's a mark of how interesting this movie is even though it is kind of absurd, these three almost 80-year-old men trying to rob a bank, that idea is ridiculous. It still feels grounded in reality, and I think that's what makes it work so well. Alan Arkin, he's like a musician, and he has this girl that's into him that we kind of progress throughout the movie. Morgan Freeman has this a daughter and a granddaughter who live somewhere else in the country, sees him once a year. And then Michael Caine, his daughter, who is recently divorced, lives with him along with his granddaughter, who's like 14 in high school. And they have a very close relationship. He gets the red slip at his door, meaning that they're going to foreclose in his home if it's not paid within 30 days. And so that's kind of the setup for the whole movie. They have 30 days to learn, to come up with this plan to rob this bank. And so, of course, the crux of the movie is, will they actually go through with it? And if they go through with it, will they get away with it? What will happen? That's the whole idea here. And I liked this a lot more than I really thought I would. Again, it comes down to the relationships. It's all about these three guys and just how they're doing what they can for their families. They all have their own reasons to do it, but it's basically because of their families. There's a medical situation that's kind of in here as well that plays a part. And it's just a charming film. Zach Braff does a great job with this. It's light, but there's still gravity behind it because this family, speaking just from Michael Caine's character, his 14-year-old granddaughter and his daughter will have nowhere else to go if his house is foreclosed on. So, I mean, that's real life stakes going on here. And I think that is what really helps drive the movie forward. So, this is just a good film. I definitely recommend this one. This is a former rental copy. Actually, not only that, this is a former family video rental, as you can maybe see there. Anyway, this was just a really well done comedy. It's sweet, it's charming. The characters are really why you're watching this, and the whole bank heist situation is just a lot of fun to watch. I love bank heist movies, especially I'm getting back into them now with Dog Day Afternoon. This one I have to watch some more because I just think they're fun to watch. Yeah, highly recommend this one if you haven't seen it. I'm really glad this one was pulled for me to watch. The question now is, do I just hold on to this Blu-ray? Or do I end up upgrading this? And frankly, I'll probably end up upgrading this, but this isn't one that I'll go out searching for specifically like on eBay or something. But if I can find this cheap for $2.99 to $4.99 on Blu-ray at my local disc replay or somewhere like that, I'm going to grab it because I think it's worth having in the collection. I think it's just a good movie that I could see myself revisiting. Yeah, highly recommend this one. Thank you guys for saving this. This DVD, I probably will still end up getting rid of just because it is just the rental copy. So no, I think there was like an audio commentary track on this, if I'm not mistaken, but that's the only bonus feature. Maybe the Blu-ray will have more. I don't know, but you'll probably see this on Blu-ray in a haul video at some point down the road. So yeah, really happy I watched this one. That's Going in Style. I am going to give this Going in Style, I believe this is 2017, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm going to give Going in Style from 2017 3.5 out of 5 stars. A thoroughly enjoyable movie that I would definitely recommend.
My name is Augie Pullman. Next week, I start 5th grade. And since I've never been to real school before, I'm pretty much totally petrified.
Well, it wouldn't be a vlog if I didn't have at least one clip in here that just had terrible lighting. So, alas, here we are. And actually very fitting because I'm sitting right in front of my titular mystery box that I'm doing this vlog based on. Behind me there is all my tiny Toonie Terror figures that I've taken out because I was messing with my video games, which are behind there. Whatever, it's a big old giant mess down here. Anyway, why I'm here later the same day, as you can see, I'm still wearing my St. Brown shirt. This is because it's the same day and I watched Wonder from 2017, directed by Steve Chbosky. So this was another one, like, honestly, I wasn't looking forward to watching this one. I expected that it was going to be very saccharine and sad. And I mean, it is very sad. Honestly, I was probably tearing up through about 80% of this movie, if I'm being completely honest with you. Right from the beginning, not even 10 minutes in, I was in tears. And I think it's just because I have a family and, you know, I have the same situation, my older daughter, younger son. So it just hit home, I guess, because of that. And watching this family kind of make their way through this film was just fascinating. So this one is from, did I already say this? From 2017, directed by Steve Chbosky.
Yep.
This is the story of a boy who has, I believe they say on the back here, like facial differences. Yeah, facial differences. So he looks a little bit different than, you know, the standard little boy would at that age. He was homeschooled up until 5th grade, and they've decided, Julia Roberts plays the mom in this, and then Owen Wilson plays the dad. They decide that they're going to send him to standard school for him to do 5th grade and hopefully moving forward. So that's what they end up doing, and we're basically trying to, you know, watch the struggle of what this little boy, Augie, August is his name, but they call him Augie, what he has to deal with as he goes through his everyday life in this new school setting. And kids are, you know, can be terrible, but as this movie shows, they can also be amazing. And this was just such a beautiful, heartfelt movie about friendship, about family, about unconditional strength. It's just such a wonderful film. It is so beautiful, really from start to finish. It's one of those movies where I was almost waiting for the kind of pay it forward ending to happen there, and I would have been very devastated if that's where things went. But that's not the type of movie that this is. That's not the story that they're telling here, and I think it's better off for it. I thoroughly enjoyed this. The acting is incredible. Our main little boy, Jacob Tremblay, is so great in this. The older sister, Olivia, and they call her Via. She does a great job in this as well, because, and I think that's an interesting aspect of this. We don't just follow the struggles of the little boy, of Augie. We're also following the struggles of kind of the rest of the family and the things they're going through, their friendships. The girl is starting, I think it might be her first day of high school or first day back to high school, whatever it is, at the start of the film. And she's having problems with her best friend who no longer wants to talk to her for some reason. That plays a part, which I will say I found it crazy. The best friend is played by the lead character from the show Legacies, which is a spinoff of the originals, which is a spinoff of Vampire Diaries. But it was weird. I'd never seen her in my life until 2 or 3 weeks ago. My wife started watching through all of Legacies, and I saw her there, and she was great in that. Well, she's in this too, and I think she does a really good job in this also. But anyway, I just think that the way the story is told is so interesting, and it just had me hooked right from the get-go here. I wanted to know what was going to happen next with this little boy. How is he going to survive in this setting? Because middle school is just can be the worst times in people's life. It was, you know, personally, it was the hardest time for me growing up. And so I understand how that can be very difficult for kids. So it was just so well told, perfectly acted. Owen Wilson and Julia Roberts are just as good as you would expect them to be. I think they do such a great job in these roles. And it just really helps build this family that I cared about from start to finish. And I loved it. I thought it was so well done. So much so, I think I talked about this when I was doing the unboxing, but at one point in the past, I had Wonder on Blu-ray in my hand from Target. It was a Target exclusive steelbook on Blu-ray, and it looked really cool, but honestly, I just didn't think I'd ever watch the movie. Well, thanks to you guys, I have watched the movie, and I loved it. So I actually put in an offer on the Steelbook on eBay. It's super cheap. So we'll see if I get it. Hopefully I will, because I want this in my collection, and I want it in my collection on Blu-ray. The DVD looked totally fine. Nothing wrong there, but I want the Steelbook because I loved this one. So I'm so glad. This is another one, right? We're 2 for 2. And this was the one I was least looking forward to watching out of the 3. I mean, frankly, Open Range is next. I'm not that thrilled to watch that one either. I'm not the biggest Western guy in the world, but hopefully that one will be enjoyable. If it's anything like these two, I'm in for a treat. So I am going to give Wonder from 2017 4 out of 5 stars. On a rewatch, it might go to 4.5. I don't know. It's such a good movie. Highly recommend this, as you guys did to me. So thank you. You're 2 for 2, which is awesome. So yeah, we'll see. This DVD I will get rid of, assuming that my offer is accepted for the Steelbook of this on Blu-ray. If not, I'll just buy it outright. It's only like $10, brand new. So we'll see. But yeah, very happy that you guys chose this one for me to watch. So Wonder is excellent, and definitely is going in the collection at some point. So 2 down, 1 to go. It won't be tonight. As I mentioned, we are watching, or maybe I didn't mention it, but we are watching the Oscars upstairs. My wife is. I don't really care being a horror guy. They don't usually have much in there for me, but The Substance is in there this year, and I love that movie. So I'm hoping that one wins some Oscars tonight.
And the Oscar goes to?
Honora.
But anyway, that's going to do it for this clip. So let's jump over and we'll talk about Open Range next.
Men are gonna get killed here today, Sue. And I'm gonna kill them.
You should have run when you had the chance, Spearman.
You the one who killed our friend?
That's right.
So this may be the most vlogless vlog that has ever vlogged, because I literally have done nothing else. In an extremely rare turn of events, I actually ended up watching these 3 movies in consecutive days. So I just did virtually nothing outside of that. And so, yeah, I have nothing else to really vlog about. So this whole video is just going to be me talking about these 3 movies, but hopefully that's okay. So today I ended up watching Open Range, and this was the one that got talked about the absolute most by like twice, almost double, I think, the second movie, which was Wonder. But this is a Western through and through, and I knew that going into it, just given what it's called and looking at the back here, but I didn't really know what it was about. But basically, we are following Robert Duvall and Kevin Costner's characters. They are leading this group of, I think they're called free grazers. Basically, they're just cattlemen living off the land. And there's 2 other people that are with them, and they end up getting into some trouble near this city that they're at, and they kind of get sucked into the world of this little city that's by them. And they are basically trying to take revenge, essentially, is what's going on here. But I don't really want to say too much about the plot other than that, because it starts getting into spoiler territory. But you guys are 3 for 3. Like, this is a good movie. This is a really good movie. I don't watch a ton of Westerns, but when I do, I tend to enjoy them. And this one, honestly, about 15 minutes in, I was like, this was really the one that people talked about the most, because I wasn't loving it. I didn't dislike it. I just wasn't really liking it all that much either. But man, once it hit that part, kind of the events happen that kick it into the second gear, and then I was hooked. Like I was really into this one, and it's a relatively long movie, over 2 hours. Yeah, 139 minutes. And so what's that? Almost 2 hours and 20 minutes, but it didn't feel that long at all. I thought they did a great job. About 45 minutes left in this, 45 minutes is when we get to the climactic kind of the shootout sequence, which you would expect in a Western. That's present here. That shootout sequence happens, like I said, about 40 minutes until the end. And I was like, there has to be so much more left here. Like, what's going on? But they play that climax so well that it kind of just eats up the rest of the runtime for the most part. And I love that about it. I think that whole scene really just makes the movie for me. So not only is it just incredibly intense leading up to it. But then actually in the shootout, it's tense because who's going to live, who's going to die. And I'm happy to admit, like, what I predicted going into it was not how it played out. And that made me very happy because it just, wasn't predictable, which I really liked. But not only that, I really have to praise the sound design on this film, specifically with that shootout. It was awesome. There's music playing throughout the whole movie, except during the shootout sequence, it's silent, except for these gunshots that are going off back and forth. You hear some horses neighing in the background because they're getting scared and things like that. I just thought the sound design in that climactic scene was just perfect. And let me shout out. So this is a DVD, obviously. So you don't maybe think about, the quality of the DVD, but I'll say the picture quality on this DVD leaves a lot to be desired. It didn't look that great. It was totally sufficient for what it was, but out of the 3 that I've watched on DVD, it was obvious that this one was the oldest of them, right? This is from 2003, and maybe the DVD may have been released in 2004, but either way, it's from over 20 years ago now, whereas the other 2 were both from 2017. They looked really good on DVD even. This one, you can definitely see its age, but the audio on this is incredible. It has it's like the secondary track on here. The normal track is the Dolby Digital 5.1 surround, which is a lossy audio track, but they do have that lossless DTS 5.1 digital surround as well. That's the version I went with, and I'm so glad I did. Right from the beginning, there is a storm that brews kind of off in the distance, and it sounded awesome just in that alone. And then there's not a lot to really talk about with the audio, but it really noticeable with that shootout sequence. Just the sounds of the guns, they sounded great. Like, I think the audio track on this was awesome. I hope that and that's the other thing I'll talk about. This is the only way to get this movie, like, in the States. This was not released on Blu-ray. Now, I believe there is a Region B Blu-ray of this, but not in the States, which is absolutely insane to me that this movie with Robert Duvall, Kevin Costner, and Annette Bening, who plays basically our romantic lead alongside Kevin Costner. The fact that that's not on Blu-ray is insane to me. This is one that if this gets a 4K upgrade, I'll probably pick it up because I would like to see this one in high definition. Frankly, it is streaming, I'm guessing, in HD, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this was a really good movie. This is actually a really nice release because it is a 2-disc set, as you can see in here. And there is a full, I believe it's a feature-length documentary from when I was reading about the making of the film. And I guess Kevin Costner goes into detail about the struggles he had making it, because I didn't realize Kevin Costner not only stars in this, but also directs it. And so that was really cool to see. But I just love Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall. They were so great. Annette Bening is the romantic lead. I thought she was awesome. And that's the other thing with this was the romance. As soon as these 2 characters were on screen, it was obvious where things were going to go with them. But I think they play it really well. I don't love it when romances are just shoved into a movie. And this one, I think it feels naturalistic and it works really well. But yeah, just an interesting story with this release. The fact that this is the only DVD I've been able to find of this movie. The fact that it's a 2-disc, great special edition release of it is awesome. But the fact that there's no Blu-ray is just insane to me. I really feel like this one could get a 4K release at some point down the road, and I will definitely be upgrading. But this, of the 3, this will be staying in my collection since there is no way to upgrade. I did get Wonder. The guy accepted my offer there, so I am getting that one on Blu-ray. And then Going in Style, I'll look for that one for like $3 or $4 on Blu-ray at Disc Replay. But yeah, Open Range, definitely staying in the collection. So you guys are 3 for 3. That is pretty remarkable. But I'm going to get back downstairs and wrap this one up for this vlog. This, again, the most vlogless vlog of all time. But Open Range, I am going to give 3.5 out of 5 stars. Just a thoroughly enjoyable Western. Even if you're not the biggest Western fan, I think there's still something that will appeal to just a mass audience here. And I think that's evidenced by the fact that this got the most mentions by like double the second place movie in this vlog. So really happy I watched this one and happy that you guys went 3 for 3.
That's all, folks.
All right, so we're going to wrap this up in my home filming location here in front of my Blu-rays. But what a successful vlog. I am so happy with it. Now, mind you, the vlog aspect of it was not very successful as I had nothing other than the reviews in this one, but hopefully you guys don't mind. My life is not all that interesting anyway. So yeah, this was just very fun to do. So open range, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed that one. This is absolutely staying in the collection. And then we have Wonder. This one I gave 4 out of 5 stars. This was just such a beautiful film. I think I mentioned it in my last clip, but I am upgrading this one to Blu-ray already. It is on its way. So looking forward to checking out the Steelbook on that one. And then last but not least, another just enjoyable movie with Going in Style. This was a fun one. I will absolutely probably, that's an oxymoron, absolutely probably, I will upgrade this one to Blu-ray at some point, but for now, this one and Wonder, those 2 DVDs will be exiting the collection, just because I've upgraded one and will upgrade the other in the future. But man, what a lot of fun. I had such a great time going through these, and I'm happy I did it in such a quick amount of time, because that's just unusual. I hold these vlogs for so long sometimes, so happy that this is done. But I have another mystery box sitting right over there, this one from Second and Charles. So you guys are going to have another opportunity in the coming weeks here to offer up 3 more suggestions, some more recommendations for another I Watch 3 vlog in the, next month or whatever it ends up being. But yeah, this was fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you. Thank you for watching the blind boxing of the DVDs. That did so well for the channel. I thank you guys so much for that. And thank you even more for recommending me some awesome movies out of that box. So I can't wait to see what the next blind box brings. But thank you guys so much for making it all the way to the end here. I really do appreciate that. All the support you guys give me is just incredible. We are approaching 3,000 subscribers now, which is insane to think. So thank you guys for being so supportive. I really do appreciate that. But that is going to do it for today, guys. So before I let you go, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. Thanks again for checking this one out, and I will catch you all next time.